Hello everybody. Today we're welcoming you with a Yellowstone theory that will blow your mind. We know that when it comes to Yellowstone, we all got so used to being fooled that each time we feel like the show can no longer surprise us. And yet, we continue to fail in our predictions. That being said, this fact only makes us love the show even more. Well, who would love something so predictable anyway, right? Especially when it comes to shows like Yellowstone, which is filled with action, drama, and politics. It would have been only boring to accurately guess what will happen every single time. Instead, we love the suspense and ambiguity of the show that forces us to come back out of curiosity each week. Tomorrow will be a big day for the Yellowstone fans since last week's episode left us with a major cliffhanger that will completely shift the course of the show. Naturally, we have a lot of predictions to discuss with you. But first, let's remember what had happened last week. One of the most interesting plots revolved around Beth during last week's episode, as she had to choose between her loyalty to her family and her job. It's been only a few weeks since she started to work at the market equities, and yet, immediately she had to sacrifice from her values. We know that Beth prioritizes her loyalty to John and Yellowstone more than anything. However, as far as the market equities and its diabolical projects are concerned, she is mostly helpless. She made her deal and committed to working for the company, which puts her in a difficult situation. Nevertheless, we're talking about Beth, a character who never gives up and always finds a way to come out victorious. This time, Beth found her newest frenemy, Summer Higgins. The two's relationship didn't have a good start, as Beth threatened to stab her when she found out Summer spent the night with John. Well, this hatred didn't last for long once Beth realized how she can use Summer for her purposes. To Beth's credit, her plans work in favor of Summer's interests as well, since she has dedicated her life to changing the world for the good. Therefore, when Beth came up to her and let her know about the market equities plan, she immediately started to plan a strategic protest that would ruin the project of the company. In this episode, we expect these two smart women's cooperation to continue. We expect Summer to find out that Beth is working for the company and thus question her intentions behind organizing such a protest. Still, in our opinion, Summer will be convinced easily that Beth and she are working for the same goal in this specific case, which is great. It's been a while since we watched two women acting together for a common purpose in Yellowstone, which is making us very excited for the upcoming episode. In the last episode, we also witnessed an unexpected rivalry between John and Jamie. We know that John's suspicions over Jamie have never faded away regarding the attacks organized against the Duttons. That being said, he was never sure that Jamie was the villain of this story either. He even asked for Jamie's help when it came to questioning the guy in the prison who was the biggest lead to find out the attacker. And yet, last week, it turned out that John was more reactive against Jamie than we initially thought. When John learned that the governor will run for the Senate and is planning to leave her seat to Jamie, he couldn't believe his ears. He immediately started to try to find a solution to this problem. It took only a few seconds for him to decide that he is ready to do anything to stop Jamie from becoming the next governor of Montana. He expressed out loud that Jamie is a threat to Montana that he would like to achieve. Thus, as a solution, he offered himself as the candidate. The governor was surprised, but also amusing herself, since she was witnessing a unique intra-family rivalry. Jamie, on the other hand, was more than ready to be announced as the possible next governor of the state. Therefore, when he saw John and Beth during the press conference, he did his best to not interpret their presence as a bad sign. He even assumed that they were there to support him, which was very naive. When he heard the governor announcing John's name instead of his, Jamie simply collapsed. In this week's episode, we expect the father and son to finally have a proper, face-to-face confrontation. We don't expect to see any emotions from John towards his son, but Jamie will be filled with lots of emotions for sure. We also anticipate Garrett to convince Jamie to run against John. Even though it's a difficult task to shoulder, it's not something that Jamie can afford to refuse. Besides, he will probably be supported by every single enemy of John, which is a lot of numbers. Last but not least, we have a juicy theory to look forward to in the next episode. In the last couple of weeks, we witnessed poor Teeter being unfairly treated by John. Because of a meaningless fight between Lloyd and Walker, Teeter was kicked out of the bunkhouse. She didn't deserve such treatment and even Rip questioned John's decision. Still, John didn't take a step back. However, when Teeter came to him, showed him her branding, and asked, "Doesn't this mean anything to you?" John couldn't resist her arguments any longer and took her back to the ranch. The whole incident was very irritating, as we, as the fans, believe that Teeter deserves better. She is one of the best characters on the show. She is highly loyal to Yellowstone, she is hardworking, and she is only occupied with her own business. In fact, in a way, she is the character that shares the most similar personality to John. Therefore, we believe that he should have liked her even more. According to the newest fan theory, the reason why John is so weird in his actions towards Teeter is the fact that she is her illegitimate daughter. The fans also explain Teeter's blind dedication to the ranch with this fact. The theory assumes that neither parties are aware of this, but they sense their similarities, which creates an interesting power balance in their relationship. The supporters of this theory expect a reveal on the issue in this week's episode, and we cannot wait to explore it. What are your expectations from the 8th episode of Yellowstone Season 4? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you at the next one.